Hello, everybody. Sorry about that wait, but we are here, still on Power Up with Pride, with the Super Mario All-Stars race. We have me, Mr. Cab, here for commentary. We've got Seraph on the host station. Say hi.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
So I think everyone's about ready. I know I'm ready.
I'm so ready.
So ready. If you don't know what's going on here, Mario All-Stars is a collection of, all four of the NES Mario games. Mario 1, The Lost Levels, Mario 2J, Mario 2 US, and Mario 3. Our four runners here are going to go through all four of these games warpless. If you're looking for favorites, look out for Sky and Raikou. They are separated on the leaderboard by about 11 seconds. Ben and Lawso, they've been working on this. I wouldn't worry too much about them. They know what they're doing in Mario games.
Yeah, this is definitely shaping up to be a very hype race.
Oh, this is going to be hype. I don't know if we've seen anything quite this hype for quite a while. So get ready. And we're almost ready for this race to start, at least. You're going to be looking for Sky and Raikou basically to take off in Lost Levels. Ben's game, unfortunately, isn't in this edition of All-Stars. If this was all five, you'd be looking out for Ben in Mario World. Ben, though, is no slouch in these games. Lawso is going to probably dominate the Mario 3 segment, which is also the longest segment, so keep an eye out for that comeback.
While we're getting set up here, do we have time for a few donations?
Oh, we've got lots of time.
All right, we have a $15 donation from Fruit Basket that says, "Y'all are wonderful. Thank you very much." A $20 donation from Endrara. I'm so sorry if I pronounce these with no comment. Thank you very much. And we have what I think is a pretty special donation from Joni Spumoni with a $35 donation that says, "Love ya, RL." And we have 15 from Tyler with no comment.
Shouts to Tyler.
Shoutouts to Tyler. We've got $25 from Gonzo Damas, who says, "Heard about this for the first time a few days ago, and I'm happy I did. This is an awesome event for an awesome cause, and the focus on inclusion is amazing. Keep up the great work." And we have $20 from, I'm guessing, Win, WIJN. No comment. Thank you very much. We have $50 from Phoebe Z. This year has been an amazing one for my own transition, but it's also been really tough on all my LGBTQ siblings. Wishing nothing the best for all of you, and remember, omnia vincit amor, love conquers all. I hope my Latin half decent. And lastly, for now, we have $50 from Jonathan with no comments. Thank you to all our donators. It's really appreciated.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. So I have good news. Everyone has readied up. In fact, I think I even see people running to the right now, which is what you tend to do in these video games. So this is the original Super Mario Brothers. We do have two people getting power-ups here. It looks like Sky and Ben are going for Super Mario strats. Lawso and Raikou going small Mario strats, at least for now. This becomes kind of relevant when we get to the end of World 1, because as you may know, for Mario 1, Bowser's in those Dash 4 levels, and you want to get that axe on the end, or you want to just, hit him with a bunch of fireballs. Fire-killing Bowser is slightly faster across the course of the entire run if you can do it all 7 times than getting the axe kills. It looks like everyone's going to be getting power-ups here. So they're going to be looking to hold these power-ups for the entire run. Shoutouts to Lawso going on top of the level here. 1-2 is kind of a tricky level because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of low-hanging ceilings. It's a little tricky to get through, especially with all the fallen Goombas. So a little bit of safety in this stage, maybe not the worst idea in the world. Still pretty close moving into 1-3. Oh, we have fireworks. Oh, no.
You just hate to see that happen.
You hate to see that happen. Fireworks in Mario 1 will spawn if the last digit on the timer is a 1, 3, or 6. You will get that many fireworks. So the runners are going to try to not get 3 or 6 fireworks, as Ben is actually going to get the flag going to 1-4 first, followed closely by Sky and Lawso and Raikou. 1 firework, not worth the time to avoid it, so don't worry about that. Talk of the 144 firework category already out there in chat. You'll see that on 4th of July. Don't worry about that one too much.
We've got one of our
here's
runners in
Bowser.
chat now. Lawso42.
In chat. All right.
Lawso, don't you have a game to run?
He's working on it. So Raikou and Lawso get the fire kill on Bowser. Sky not that far behind. They're all going to be on the same screen briefly. The All-Stars version, you do get points on the Dash 4 levels for the timer. You don't on the NES version. And they're into 2-1. 2-1, I don't know what verbs I can use on this, or adjectives I can use on this stream to describe 2-1. It's a bad level.
It's definitely a level that exists.
It is a level that exists. Thank you. There's just a lot of piranha plants. There's a lot of plants, and there's really not a clean way to jump through it. Having fire helps a lot with that, but especially with some of the awkward physics of All-Stars, you might not want to rely on those bricks too much. Mario tends to float a little bit after that. It's a noun. Apologies. So 2-2. If you thought 2-1 was a really, really level, 2-2 is an even reallier level. The water physics in Mario 1 are questionable at best. Having fire here is really good because these cheeps and the bloopers kind of spawn at variable heights. That's random. If you know your frame rules, which is something we can talk about in a little bit, I guess, then you can have an idea of what you're going to get. But in general, it's kind of swim to the right, get past fishes if you have to, and Raikou taking a hit, not able to get that last cheap, next to last cheap as it were. So he's going to be looking to get power-ups in 2-3 and 2-4. Other runners getting through safely. Sky's still not that far behind. Now, like I said earlier, this is probably Skybilz' weakest game of the 4. So I wouldn't worry too much about that deficit. Ben, unfortunately, shorting that jump. He might be short of midway, which is the worst thing in this stage. That green sort of platform that Lawso just ran over is the midpoint of the stage, and just falling short of it there, just shorting that jump a little bit is going to cost Ben a lot of time. So he's going to be racing here to try and catch up, make up that deficit. Usually in 2-3, just holding right and running to the right as fast as you can, not stopping, is the best thing to do. Very few cheeps will get in your way. But, Lawso, tonight on I Shouldn't Be Alive. But yeah, if you hold right in that level, usually it works out. Some racers here taking it a little safe. Lawso making his way through 2-4. Nobody going for the dreaded elevator jump yet. Everybody opting to take it a little safer. But Lawso in the lead after 2 worlds. Fire killing Bowser again. And you can see Raikou a moment ago with the traditional X kill. You're going to see Ben get it here too, taking those iframes and just going through. Woo! So 3-1. 3-1 actually has the introduction of the Hammer Brothers, and 3-1 actually, along with 2-1, but 3-1 as well, brings up a little point about All-Stars that I tend to overlook a lot. The SNES, it turns out, has more memory than the NES. I'm not sure if everybody knew that fact or not. But as a result, fewer enemies despawn, especially on in Mario 1. 3-1 and 2-1 especially are levels, really any stage where you see like trios of Goombas on the ground right after other enemies. On the NES version, some of those Goombas would be despawning for you, so you really have to kind of have an idea of where your spawn patterns are going to change here on SNES. And Lawso is handling that with the stars. Knowledge of power-ups in Mario 1 especially, just knowing where your backups are is really important. You can, kind of risk running in, throwing a lot of fireballs at once and hoping it works out. As Lawso takes a hit while I'm talking. Oh no. But he's through to 3-3. 3-3 is not a bad level to have to start powering back up in, but it's going to give our other racers a chance to gain some time while he heals up. Sky second to 3-3. So 3-3, it's been kind of said now and again that if you do this level perfectly, the coins kind of hit the rhythm of the Mario theme. Of course, if you grab a mushroom, that breaks it up a little bit. Sky playing a little safe there with that jump over the block. While Ben's running through, just using that fire. Again, fire is a great tool. It's a little dangerous to use up close sometimes. So 3-3, the Pottabos, the jumping fireballs out of the lava, it's worth noting. NES version, they jump a lot lower than they do on SNES, and you have to kind of decide whether you want to jump high or low, to go over them or under them. This version, they all go high enough no matter which height they decide to jump. You can go under all of them. It's well done by Lawso, getting to Bowser, clearing the stage. Raikou getting here. Sky ducking that last fireball. Wasn't sure she was going to make it. Oh boy. They're all here. This race is still very tight. This is anybody's game. And Seraph, I hope you're enjoying the race. 4-1 is the free level in the run.
Oh, this is awesome. I haven't watched All Stars in quite a while. I've actually specifically avoided watching the streamers practice because I wanted to sort of come into this with a bit of a fresh mind to the run, and it's not disappointing at all.
I hope you're not too disappointed they had to kill the piranhas in this version. They fixed the piranha plant hitbox from the NES version. They can't just jump over it now. I think they technically can, but it's such a tight jump, you don't do it if you don't have to.
That actually brings up an interesting question. How much has changed between the original versions of these games and the All Stars version?
A lot of it has to do with just spawn patterns and camera movement. On the first two games especially, like I was saying, Lawso falling a little too soon there. Enemies despawn a lot less in the original Mario Brothers. Mario 2 US, at least, I'm trying to think if there's anything. Also here, it's worth noting there, in the original games, when you hit the bricks, you fell right down. In this game, sometimes Mario will just keep going up, kind of hover through those bricks. You might catch the wall of the next brick, kill all your momentum, so you have to be a little careful about it. Mario 3's camera is wonky, and that's the biggest change I can think of outside of some just timing differences. Oh, Raikou, these jump patterns from everybody are just really risky. Raikou is going to move into a slight lead over Lawso right now. It's 4-3 rather. Not the hardest level in the world, but it is a little precise. There is a pretty much a no-stop pattern after you get past the first pair of Koopas. And that brings us into 4-4, which is a maze level. On the NES, if you're going through the stage and you pick the wrong path, you get no indication that you did something wrong. You just kind of get a loop. On this version, you get a ding or a bonk if you, depending on the path you take. Excuse me, 4-4 Bowser is probably the worst Bowser in Mario 1. The Pottabo and the Fireball and Bowser himself just throwing fireballs. First two runners there having no trouble with it, though. Raikou taking a little slow. Sky and Ben, can't blame them there. Don't even want to deal with that just catastrophe on the bridge, just going for the axe. Ben is very happy about that jump.
We've actually got a few... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
We've actually got a couple of our runners talking in chat during these transitions between levels. Feel free to cheer them on in chat. They will see your messages if you time it right.
You know, it's one of the very nice things about the Mario games. You do have that kind of break every 30 or so seconds between stages to kind of see what's going on. 5-1. Glad to see the runners not really have any trouble here. Watch out for that flagpole glitch. You don't want to get that on the SNES version, actually. It will soft lock the game instead of make you go faster. 5-2, another really, really level, but it does have 3 power-ups in it if anything goes wrong. It looks like Raikou's going to get to the end. I missed what happened with Lawso, but I see a small Mario there now. And that power-up's on the right end of the blocks. He's going to find it. That's why you get that power-up. Ben somehow surviving that Paracoopa. As Raikou's going to go into 5-3. 5-3, you might recognize it. It looks a whole lot like 1-3. But here's the thing. That platform, okay, it is going to stay there, spawn form. On the NES version, at least, it has a habit of despawning. The random bullet bills can wreak total havoc with your run through this stage. So you're going to see people do some weird things, like instead of run over the one tile gap, just have that weird duck jump there that doesn't feel quite right, but you are alive at the end of it. So we're starting to see a little bit of separation now. Raikou getting that jump over that bar and still not willing to risk the elevator jump here. Goes under one potabo, but jumps onto the fireball. No. He's gonna have to wait for Bowser here. No trouble. He can power back up in 6-1 if he wants to. He might want to because 6-2 is a huge Piranha Plant level. Then also getting the firebar jump, but not going for elevator jump. Sky, come on. Okay. Elevator jump, admittedly, it's a very tight maneuver where you land on that first, the left elevator, duck and jump, bonking on the right elevator and still making the jump. So if you're not completely confident in it, especially in like a marathon setting, it's not really worth going for. Not worth losing all your power-ups and getting sent back to the start of the level. Raikou is powering up here in 6-1. Ben is just going to go for it. We're going to see how that works out for him. 6-2, like I said, is a level that is full of Piranha Plants. They are everywhere, and none of them despawn in this version. So he's going to have some fun. Whereas Raikou now does have fire, can burn the plants. Now, let's see how he handles this. Because again, with no despawns, your jump pattern compared to the NES version is going to be very different. There is a star that he might be able to use for the second half of the level. But if you're good enough for it, you can still get through, I think, slightly faster with just the fire. I still grab that star a lot, though, so let's see. He's going to go right past it. It's actually surprising how long it takes that star to spawn sometimes. Ben is going to grab the mushroom in 6-2. So he'll have that. He's going to grab the star. Sky slightly ahead of him, mowing down these plants, dealing with this Paracoopa on the stairs. Lawso, meanwhile, at the start of 6-2, he's landing on the lip of that pipe. He's going to get his fire back here. Raikou in 6-3. 6-3, another kind of platforming level that has random bullet bills firing through it. It's not the most interesting level. It's just kind of a lot of platforms and some rough jumps. The best thing you can do in it, really, there are a couple of springs. You can skip the springs because, you know, trampolining does waste a second or so. A little faster to not do it. Ben with some risky jumps there. Overtaking Sky at the end of the level, too. Raikou, meanwhile, has gone through 6-4, which looks a whole lot like 1-4. 6-4, the first room in that, I still say, is the worst room in this game. Sky just not respecting it at all, running right through it. That room has a tendency to tag you with something. It's just not fun. Ben also clearing 6-4. Raikou in 7-1, one of a couple levels in this game with a lot of bullet bills just everywhere to start the level at least. He's most of the way through now. Just needs to clear this last beetle. And we're good. And that is true, Jonathan. 6-3 on the NES was a grayscale level. So giving it some color here on the SNES. Ben taking a hit in 7-1. Not what you want to see. You hate to see it happen. He's going to try and get that mushroom here, I think. Maybe scroll those bullets off the screen, because 7-2, where Raikou is right now, is a water stage. Same as 7-2. Same as 7-2, just a lot more enemies. While our runners are swimming through, I think I am legally required by the code of Mario 1 commentary to talk about frame rules for just a second, because that's what controls the RNG. I'm sure a lot of people know Mario 1 has this thing called a frame rule. Every 21 frames, the game kind of checks for things. This not only affects the RNG, it affects when a level is actually allowed to end. So if you... It's like a bus stop. You could get there 20 frames early. You could get there the frame it arrives. Doesn't matter. You're going to move to the next stage at the same time. So it's about a third of a second. This game works in thirds of seconds. No, that was enough time to let Raikou swim his way through 7-2 into 7-3. Same as 2-3. Just more Koopas on the ground. By more Koopas, any Koopas. Ben has survived. Lawso is through 6-4. Sky trying to get through 7-2. We're running into a little trouble there at the Reef of Grief. Lawso is going to take an intentional game over there to get back up to 5 lives. As Raikou clears 7-3. Raikou building up quite the lead here, and Lost Levels is his game. That's up next. So he's building up quite the nice lead. 7-4 is another maze castle, so that's the reason for this little awkward path through the stage. Handling it nicely. 6-4 and 7-4 Bowser are the hammer throwers. Sky, no! Don't spend too much time on those bridges. The Koopas and the fish are out for you. Just don't do it. Sky collecting a power-up. Ben making his way through the maze. Lawso in 7-2, but Raikou's in 8-1. It's worth noting from this point on in the game, Raikou has no checkpoints. All the Dash 4 levels and all the 8 Dash levels, no checkpoints. So you have to make it all the way through. And 8-1 is the longest level in the game. Whew. That was a little risky jumping off that Paracoopa. Grabbing the star for a little bit of safety. The stairs are... stair boss becomes a factor in World 8. Since it's no longer a solid set of stairs, there's a real danger of death coming up. But he should be able to just make these jumps. That is not the pattern I usually see, but he's through. Whew. I'm going to say that like 5 more times in this run, I'm sure. 8-2 is not much kinder. There is a 1-up at the start of 8-2, so it's good to, if you are getting caught in the World 8 loop, you can kind of stay in 8-2. A game over and a continue in Mario 1. Also for Mario 2 US and Mario 3 in this game. Will send you back to the start of the current world. Raikou getting a little too greedy trying to jump over that piranha plant. Takes a hit. He has that shot on the bottom. Like I said, you do not want flagpole glitch on the SNES version. It's a bad thing here. Lawso navigating the last few cheeps of 7-3, making it there. Other runners early in World 8. So Raikou's in 8-3. 8-3 is full of Hammer Brothers. There is an opportunity to power up to Fire Mario here, which makes the rest of the game a little... for stomping Hammer Brothers, there is a trick. Mario 1, and this doesn't work in the Mario Maker remakes, but it still works here in SNES. as long as Mario is moving down, any enemy he touches will be considered stomped. It doesn't matter if he kind of headbutts it, falling down, drop kicks it, punches it in the face. The enemy's going to get stomped. So that can help you get past Hammer Brothers. So that's going to come in handy here. It's worth noting. Go ahead.
I know Mario's drop kick is my favorite of all Mario moves.
It really is. I don't know how he got through those late Hammer Brothers. That was very nice. He is through. Lawso back at the start of 8-1. Sky working on 8-2. Ben's working on 8-3. 8-3, I think, is just the most terrifying level in this game. And Small Mario clearing it nice. Thought he had a power-up early on. I missed where he lost it. Either way, getting to the end of 8-3. 8-3 really is the final boss of this game. 8-4 is here. It is technically a maze. There's real possibilities of bad things TM happening here. But really there are tricks for all of it. Raikou taking an extra hit. He's going to try for a wrong warp here. Looks like he got it. So the same principle behind the 4-2 wrong warp for any percent, if you are aware of it, works there. The destination a pipe or warp or anything else takes you to in this game depends on the position of the screen, not of Mario or the pipe itself. It's kind of an old programming trick. It can be used to our advantage. So here, you have to get past this Hammer Brother. There are tricks to get through it easily. Raikou took the hard path, but he's through. He beat the video game. Oh, Ben had Lucky Bowser. Bowser, if he's jumping at you, you can run right underneath him. Don't have to stop or wait. And I believe Rupert kind of came up with calling it Lucky Bowser for a long time. Raikou is in his game, in Lost Levels, as is Ben. Sky's in 8-4, not too far behind. She's going to get into her game soon. Lawso in 8-2, still a few games away from his game, but working on it. Woo! And those stomps onto the Koopas. Lost Levels. Oh my goodness, Lost Levels. We found them.
They were on the SNES all along.
They were on the SNES and in our hearts all along. So the legend of the Lost Levels is that Mario 2J was deemed too hard for those puny US gamers. So they never brought it over until the SNES. And everybody got to play these games thereafter referred to as the Lost Levels. It is very much kind of a Mario 1 ROM hack. We are not going to see ABCD. This category only goes to 8. If you do all 400%, you will get to see ABCDs. Lawso is going to get a Fire Flower in 8-3. Nice. But he scrolled it off the screen. Oh, okay. So 1-2 is definitely a level in Lost Levels where you can get on the top of the screen. GG to Sky. And yeah, this game is very much the first Kaizo game. There are actually Kaizo blocks in this game. I don't think they were called that at the time, but that's definitely what we would refer to them as today. Nice super jump there, using that, stomping that Paracoopa perfectly to get a lot of height. The biggest difference, I feel like, between Mario 1 and the Lost Levels, besides the sprites on the NES, if you're playing it there, is the jump physics seem to have kind of changed a lot. Mario gets a lot more jump height off a stomp in this game, to say nothing of the fact that Sky is playing as a green-colored Mario. Either that or the other players are playing as a red-colored Luigi. I'm not sure which. But this was the game that kind of introduced Luigi physics. Luigi has a slower acceleration, a higher jump, and a slower... He skids. Don't try to stop with Luigi without a lot of runway. So you can already kind of see in this game, there's just a lot of extra death on the screen compared to Mario 1. Let's see, Lawso lost that fire somewhere along the way. He's going to have to deal here with this Hammer Brother. That Potabo cooperated. He got Lucky Bowser and he knew it. Very nice. GG. You see these green-colored springs in 2-1 as our runners are going along. They do that. Thank you, Raikou. He's listening. The red springs give you the normal sort of springboard jump. The green ones send you higher. That comes into play later, but it is still kind of, if you know where it is, it's good to use. World 2, 2-1, kind of this platforming stage. 2-2, more gaps, more piranha plants, more death everywhere. Game kind of making sure you know that piranha plants go on alternating cycles with your jump, so that you know that timing. We're going to come up pretty shortly here to a jump that requires you to search for hidden blocks. So like we were kind of saying, the first Kaizo game, Raikou making short work of that jump with Mario. The game intends you to find a second hidden block to make that jump. Luigi doesn't need the second hidden block because Luigi is the better jumper. Ben here is also blazing a trail through this game, making Raikou work for this lead. I know Sky has said this. I've kind of agreed with it since I first played this game, way back as a kid from Blockbuster. The Lost Levels teaches you to just play as Small Mario all the time. Nice one up there. Raikou's going to get some fireworks, though. A multiple of 11 coins and getting the timer's last digit to match that multiple of 11. Excuse me. Wrong pipe on my drink here. I'm talking too much. So that's a couple of seconds, but nothing major across all four of these games. And 2-3, for some reason, without the water level in front of it, is still the cheap level. 2-4. 2-4 is one of these Bowser levels in this game where they kind of give you a really twisting path, a lot of enemies. Like we're saying, this is just Kaizo Mario, made by Nintendo. How Kaizo is it? 3-1 actually has a warp to 1-1. Very nice pipe jump by Sky, landing on the lip of that pipe with the piranha plant all the way out. Raikou here getting that super jump. Very nice 3-1. Raikou is showing some skill at this game. Raikou showing why he was playing this game at the 2017 SGDQ Relay. Shoutouts to Team Boom Boom. Sky's making up some ground here, clearing 2-2. Ben at the end of 2-4. Lawso keeping up the pace here through 1-1. This is going to be, I think, the trouble game for Lawso. He should be able to keep up this pace, though. Stay within striking distance for Mario 2 and Mario 3. 3-2. The water physics have not gotten any better since Mario 1. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, fans of water physics. The stage also has these platforms coming down in a few spots. You can't swim up through them. I might be thinking of the later water level, but you can't stomp enemies underwater, and there's Koopas on the ground in the way. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking. Get to confirm something I was thinking a moment ago here. Yeah, you do need the matching timer digit to get fireworks, because Raikou has a multiple of 11 coins right now. I'm sure there are fans of water physics out there somewhere, Tetra. I have to assume they exist. The universe needs balance. So 3-3 has a lot of these long stretch jumps. The midpoint's actually very late in the stage, so it's, good to get through the whole level here. It's Ben working his way through this water level, trying to stay close to Raikou. 3-4 is a maze level. It's really cruel because you have to take this one tile wide gap underneath everything. It's been said that you always know the path through these levels because it's always the worst one, to include knowing there's an invisible block to take the top path. Otherwise, you're just stuck in a loop of, where do I go? So good World 3 from Raikou. World 4 is going to introduce a new mechanic to all this fun. The piranha plants have turned red. You can actually see the difference between the screens here. The red piranha plants do something few other, I should say, piranha plants in the series do. They don't respect the "you are standing next to the pipe" rule. If you're standing within one tile of the pipe, normally a piranha plant will not come out to see what's going on. It'll just stay home. The red ones, no, they always want to come out and play. If you're standing actually on the pipe, and I think there's like a couple of pixels at the very edge. This isn't true, but if you're on the pipe, the plant won't come out and bite you. And that's it. Ben is trying to keep his mushroom here. That's going to be the wrong path, so he's going to have to try this again. It can be done. Not sure what he's going for here. Also making his way through to 4. Raikou through 4-2. Sky's still in 3-3. 4-3, I kind of mentioned that jump heights are different in this game. You actually kind of stomp the enemy and gain height in this one compared to the Mario 1 jumps. This is, I believe, the first level that really comes into play. And that jump right there, you must stomp that Koopa with Mario. It's the only way. No problem, Ben. No problem. A lot of these platforming levels, the Dash 3 levels in this game, can be really trolly if you don't entirely know where to make sure you make these jumps or not. Sky took the top path early. Not sure what happened there, but she's going to have to go through that first section of the maze again. Ben going to fall in the pit, trying to find a power-up here in 4-1, extending Raikou's lead. Just that 4-1 in this game is nothing like 4-1 in the original. 4-1 in the original, easiest level in the game. Lost levels, painful. 4-4 Bowser, actually one of the most troublesome Bowsers in the game, and Raikou got the lucky Bowser and saw it, was able to run through. Easy video game. Sky done with World 3. Lawso making his way into the water. So we'll see what happens there. Raikou, though, is into 5-1. Kind of this similar snow motif we saw the game give it earlier. Although, as Big John once said on GDQ, we get a new enemy, wind. So, the wind does pick up in a few stages in this game. You do have to go with it. You must use it to make some of these jumps. You have to know when it's going to cut out as well. Otherwise, you might be kind of stuck trying to make a jump that you won't be able to make. You don't keep the wind velocity when the wind dies if you're in the middle of a jump. So 5-2. 5-2 is actually, if you take the warps in this game, unfortunate death there for Raikou. Not that bad though. But if you're playing this game with warps, 5-2 is where you will find your warp to World 8. So Raikou here having a little trouble making these jumps, maybe a little nerves, but gets through. Third time is the charm here. He's just barely getting in under all these piranha plants, but that's fine.
He's just trying to make it competitive.
He might be thinking it. Needs a breathe. Should mention, you see Raikou at the end of most stages is kind of turning left and doing a backwards jump into the flagpole. That skips the animation of either plumber kind of getting to the bottom of the flagpole and then turning around and waiting for a second. So it is very useful to just save little chunks of time through the run. 5-3, actually a maze stage. You must take this pipe to advance, and there's a weird quirk in these games. Checkpoints don't work if you are like through a pipe or something weird like that. So Raikou never... There is no checkpoint in 5-3 as a result. It can be a very dangerous level, especially with the random bullet bills.
We've got Lawso here in chat throwing shade at one of the runners.
Oh.
Sounds like the gauntlet is being thrown by Lawso.
Lawso. Play nice. I think I distracted him too much. That's a good example, though, of Luigi's ability or inability to stop. You can see he was holding left, telling Luigi, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, and it just didn't work out.
That's karma for you.
Yeah. Sky getting a good Bowser, getting past 4-4. Raikou's through 5-4 on Lawso, taking a couple of deaths here in 3-4, but it's worth noting. I said for Mario 1, 2, and 3, you go back to the start of the world if you game over. Lost levels, you just stay in the same stage because, you know, this game is way too hard for us Americans. So Nintendo was nice enough to give you that continue. Whether or not you actually need that or believe what Nintendo thinks, it is nice in a marathon race type setting. So Raikou making the jumps through that sort of maze gauntlet of piranha plants at the end of 6-1. Very nice. So into the next water level. Ben not quite able to make that jump. So that's the problem with 5-3. There are all of these like little things where you need the Paracoopas to line up for you. It gets worse in the second half of the stage where he was, because if the bullet bills get in the way at like the last minute, they might fly over the Paracoopa as you're stomping it, and you know your perfect jump just turned into a death. So 5-3 really is probably the worst, at least one of the worst stages in this game.
Ooh, looks like Sky nailed a wall jump.
Nice. Missed the wall jump, but you can get wall jumps in this game. It's not intended, but it is documented in Nintendo Power, published by Nintendo at the time. So you know, they did it. They said it's okay. Ben getting past that jump this time.
That was actually Sky's first wall jump, apparently, on that specific one.
Sky, just play it cool. But well done.
She's doing the inverse marathon.
So Sky showing there. You saw all the Marios in 5-3 jump off a very high Paracoopa, if not both Paracoopas. Luigi could just go take one of those Paracoopas or even just make the jump outright. Raikou, I believe I saw one death here in 6-3. 6-3, again, one of these jumping cheap levels. Not the most fun stage in the run. That last cheap was out for blood. Didn't get it. So Raikou is through to 6-4, where again, the 6-4 and 7-4 Bowsers will be throwing hammers, just like the original. Sky clearing 5-3, very nice. Ben clearing 5-4. Also still keeping up here, clearing 4-3. That last jump scared me, not gonna lie. 6-4 is another maze level. It also has, I believe, a kind of rough jump. I don't think Raikou's gonna have much trouble with it coming up here. He's gonna play it safe. If you just kind of run and jump and try and do that all in one go with Mario, there's a very tight window to make that jump without any sort of waiting. Luigi can make it because, you know, Luigi just jumps higher. But anytime you get through there, getting through 6-4, really getting through any stage at this point in the game is just, you know, a weight off your shoulders. So World 7 just becomes just platforming madness. You get wind all over the place. There's a bullet bill cannon just randomly sitting here for no reason. Cheap's jumping at you while you're trying to get a star. It's ugly. Lawso's jump button betraying him there in 4-4. That star here in 7-1 really nice because you get past that Hammer Brother. And that was 7-1. Just checking in here. Ben is making his way through 6-2. There are those platforms I was looking for in 3-2. Don't get caught underneath them. You will find yourself being pushed into a pit. 7-2 is a lot like 5-3. It's a maze level where you must take the pipe. It is possible to always have fire coming out of this pipe. There's enough power-ups in the stage to do it. But Raikou, good enough at this game, doesn't need it. Gonna go for it small. There are a couple of risky jumps right there. You have to make sure you have that falling platform, and you need to get onto a pipe that has a piranha plant. It's you know, it's not fun, but he did it. Good job. I was talking about the green springs earlier. This green spring the stage, and he gets kind of clipped there. That's not terrible. It's going to kill his speed because you want to be able to make 2 of these jumps at once. Kind of make it to skip a spring each time. Just missed that Paracupo. Raikou, what are you doing? Just kind of taking it easy here. So we shouldn't have too much trouble. He's going to... Oh. I think he wanted the running start so he can get over here, but he's deciding to stop here anyway. This is the midway point of 7-3, by the way. So he's going... No, he's going to take this one. He's not going to go for this skip.
And I think we're seeing Sky is overtaking Ben now. If I'm reading this correctly.
Yes, Sky is in 6-3. Ben is still just getting out of 6-2. Not sure what happened there. I was looking at our leader. But good work, Sky. This is one of Sky's games in this. She's been playing this for a long time. And I would expect, you know, nothing less. Although these jumps through the cheaps. There's a good Luigi jump. I'm not sure if Mario would have made that one.
This is so harrowing. I'm so glad I didn't play this as a kid. I would have broken many controllers.
I mean, by the time this came out, you know, I felt challenged with all that news of like, well, this was really hard. It's like, oh yeah, and then I spent, you know, an entire Saturday getting through it. Although as a result, I accidentally was doing the speedrun strat in 8-3 as a child. 8-3 is a fun level.
Some people are just born with it, Mr. Cab.
No, that was brute force. Raikou getting through these little fire bar trap boxes here in 7-4. 7-4 Bowser is the only thing worse than 4-4 Bowser in this game. 'Cause you see, Bowser starts backing up, you might have an opening, and then that fire bar just kind of makes it. You have to kind of pick your moment to be able to go, and you don't have a lot of room to do it. Woo! I said there would be more of those. So Sky back to only a 1 world deficit here, clearing 6-4 at the same time. Raikou clears 7-4. Ben working on the 6-4 maze. Lawso in 5-1, guiding these bullet bills to the end of the stage, I guess. 5-1 is the stage that has a seemingly dead end in it. And you have to find the invisible Kaizo blocks again. So Raikou into World 8. 8-1 is a nasty level with a lot of Hammer Brothers. He's going to have to play it very carefully here or get lucky. So he should be safe from here. The worst of it's over. But again, just like the original Mario Brothers, no checkpoints in World 8. You have to do the entire level in one go. 8-1, I feel like it's actually the hardest level in World 8. Lawso going into 5-2. So Raikou, we'll see. He mentioned he might go for something here, but I think he's only going to go for it if he misses something. 8-2. That vine is actually the exit, and it was over a Paracupa. It is, again, Kaizo Mario made by Nintendo. If you don't take that vine, you just kind of get stuck in a loop, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? What's going on here? But well done getting that jump by Raikou. And here's 8-3, the aforementioned speedrun level. Little different from the first game, but there's actually a lot of invisible blocks there. Not all of them good. Most of them actually have poison mushrooms, and they're directly in the path of where you might want to jump over these Hammer Brothers. These 2 blocks you actually need to be able to make that jump to these elevator platforms, which you need to rise up to get to the end of the stage. I mean, what were they thinking? Also making his way through 5-3 here, navigating the second half of the stage. I feel like this is a golf announcing now because I got really quiet. That's why he plays Luigi. Oh, he was on that elevator way too long. 5-3 is just a mean level. It's awful. So 8-4. Raikou's in 8-4, the last level of the game. It is another one of these maze of pipes. This room specifically has one specific maze trait. You must run off of that elevator that's in the lava.
It's so easy to miss that too. My first time watching this run, I was like, did they just run on lava and survive?
Yeah.
But there is a little platform in.
Mario 1 and Lost Levels, the lava itself is just a background effect. Although I think in this game it's technically a foreground effect. It doesn't actually kill you on contact. In fact, there's a platform, I think, in D4 that will just straight up carry you into the drink.
Rude.
So there's one Bowser. Here's 2 Bowsers. And that is Lost Levels. Also clearing 5-3. Raikou is your first player through 2 games.
Do we have a couple minutes for donations?
We've got time.
Awesome. We have a $20 donation from RNG Dolphins saying, so happy that the LGBT gaming community is pulling together for this event. I look forward to donating and spamming GG for years to come. And we have $100 from Megmac Attack saying,
Nice.
Go Sky, and everyone else. Good luck, have fun. Donation goes to the legit Virtual Boy I Bleed Colors for Jack Bros. And on the topic of donations, we also have some incentives and bid wars. The next incentive is 100% category for Duskchild. The run is currently, I believe, any percent. And we are, let's see, $30 out of the 500 needed to make Duskchild 100%. Duskchild is a really cool game. It's something that we hadn't seen before when we were doing the games list, and we were really excited to bring it in. And I believe it's a trans developer, which was also really cool. So please get your donations in for Duskchild 100%. And we have a bunch of bid wars. We have the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise content choice. Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise is coming up later tonight. And another one we have coming up is the character skin choice and Action Hang. There are a lot of options, so feel free to get some bids in there.
Yeah, let's get these bid wars going. Let's heat things up, make things spicy. So Raikou is in Mario 2. Raikou is begging us for forgiveness for not playing as Luigi in Lost Levels, I think. That's why we're seeing some Luigi here. Mario 2, originally sort of Doki Doki Panic in Japan. There's 4 playable characters. They all handle slightly differently. Luigi kind of still has those Luigi physics, although I don't think he has the stopping problem in this game. Toad has the smallest jump, but picks things up the fastest. Since your method of killing enemies in this game, vegetables and enemies thrown at each other. Toad has the interesting property of if he's carrying an enemy, he actually goes faster than uh, normal. Other characters tend to slow down, if not go the same speed like Mario does. So, Raikou here kind of taking the intended route through a lot of these stages, which is fine. The wrong warps that you can do in 1-1 and 1-3 are a little... And especially, you know, all 4 Warpless is a great category. It's one of these multi-game categories. You're this far into a race, and especially because this game probably has the most punishing game over, go back to the start of a world of all the games we're going to see in this run. Not really worth going for these potentially deadly strats. This game is good. It's weird, but it's good. So first boss we're going to have to deal with here is the Mouser. Mouser throws bombs, which we will use to explode Mouser. Those 3 look like they will be good enough. Well done. You're going to... Well, okay, we didn't see it there. If you have, I think it's a 1-0 Japanese cart of this game, and you pause the moment the door opens, you don't lose control of your character, and you can actually just enter the door. World 2 is the desert world. You're going to see a lot of Toad here, because Toad not only runs fast, I don't know how Lawso made that jump, but Toad digs and picks things up the fastest, and when you have to dig through all this sand here, it's a problem. I'll say it for Lawso. Tonight, and I shouldn't be alive, I clear 6-3.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Toad also run faster when he's holding an item?
Yes, he does. Other characters run either the same speed or slower. Toad goes faster. I think you have to have either an enemy or a mushroom block. Like, just holding a vegetable won't do it.
Yeah, the only reason I know this is because Return to Subcon has really sparked a lot of interest for SMB2 again. So it's cool to see even the ROM hack is sparking interest in the original game.
Yeah, that is actually kind of neat. I saw a little bit of it and looked very ROM hacky in that there were a lot of run jumps over spikes. You know, the stuff a lot of the people love in challenge runs. I haven't actually played it. I don't know like how true that is. Maybe I caught a late level.
It's definitely Kaizo-ish. I would say it's Kaizo, but it's definitely an easier one, and that was specifically to make it more accessible for people who didn't know SMB2 and to introduce people into the SMB2 and to Kaizo.
Nice. Raikou also with a little bit of why am I alive there. Sky in the interim has also cleared lost levels, got through 8-4, GG. Ben is in 8-4 and working on it. Lawso into World 7. And Raikou found a star. You see all those cherries on the screen. If you don't know what's going on, for every 5 cherries you pick up, a star will float off the bottom of the screen like that. And stars, as always, make you invincible. Go through all the enemies. There's a couple of strats in this game that can be used to get star kills on Birdo here. Poor Birdo. So you saw the pink Birdo in World 1. She just shoots. The red Birdos here can they shoot in either volleys of 2 or 3. It varies whether they are eggs or fireballs. Obviously, we like eggs because that's ammunition. No, I think there's only one more pink Birdo in the game. From here on out, we start getting more difficult ones, and they're green, grayish kind of Birdos later on that only shoot fire. Dangerous play from Raikou, but he's through. As Lawso is getting that fire flower I mentioned that exists in 7-2. Makes the rest of the level a lot easier with that Lakitu and just everything else that's going on. You just need to make sure you don't shoot a fireball at the Paracupa that you need to jump up to the last platform.
And Ben is on to SMB2J as well.
Nice. Ben was going for a wrong warp there. Trying to skip his way to Birdo. This is Warpless, so you can wrong warp, I believe, within the stage. It's only when you end up leaving the level. I think that's why you end up with a very slight distinction between all levels and Warpless. Sky is now on Mouse. You're the World 1 boss. Raikou is approaching Triclide, the World 2 boss. I'm not sure if he's going to go for the quick kill or not. You can take that tweeter, the bouncing bird, and if you bank it off the wall properly, you will hit Triclide 3 times with it, making the fight go a lot faster. It's a little risky to do fast, and it's not that hard to just chuck 3 mushroom blocks across the room.
We've got someone in chat asking about the pause strats that Sky was using at the end of the boss fight. Any chance you can elaborate on that?
So I kind of touched on it earlier. I didn't catch when Sky was doing it there, but after the boss despawns, there's a brief moment before you get that little fanfare, and I think it's like frame perfect. If you pause the frame, the door appears. You don't stay frozen during it, and you can just enter the door and leave. It saves a few seconds if you get it. It wastes a lot of time if you just keep mashing pause and don't get it. But we go for it. It's worth it.
Yeah, that was an A+ rendition. Chat's asking for an encore, so maybe next time we down a boss, you can grace us with another performance.
Maybe. So I should mention here, Raikou is currently playing as Peach. I think this level and the next one are the only two we traditionally see Peach in a run. Although actually technically 3-2 is the only level you see the top runners play Peach. Peach, a lot slower to run, a lot slower to pick things up than really any of the other characters. But a lot of people know this from casual play. Peach floats. If you just hold the jump button, Peach will stay flying in the air for a short period of time, which makes a lot of longer jumps or a lot of anything tricky where you have to kind of hover and figure out if you're going to land in the right spot makes it that much easier. In 3-2, you're going to kind of see it on the bottom of the screen. Right there, you see that giant gap there. Nice long gap, low ceiling. Yeah, Peach doesn't care about that. There's also this concept of a ladder jump in this game. Works on vines and other ladder-like things as well. You have just a couple of frames when you're going off a ladder, and I think Luigi actually has slightly more, to jump. And you can do that for the old run along the top of the NES level trick. Makes 3-2 a little bit of a joke. Still have to take out Birdo at the end of it, though. Can't get hit there. And the eggs will damage you as they're falling off the wall, so you have to make sure you get the complete dodge. Raikou's targeting computer is off. There we go. I should mention that the pause trick, like I said, I think it's only works on version 1.0 of the game. So you might not see every runner doing it. I don't see Ben or Raikou going for it. Sky, I believe she's in 2-3 right now. Looking to continue to close this gap. Raikou is in 3-3 and playing as Mario. All the other characters have something special about them, and Mario's special skill is that he's average at everything. In fact, I think he's slightly above average at everything. So Mario has a pretty decent speed while he's carrying an item. He picks up things decently fast, and his jump doesn't get a lot shorter or anything like that. That jump is important because what's going to happen later on in the stage is Mario can make these run jumps without doing that kind of duck super jump that you're seeing a lot of the players do here and there. Every now and again in this game, you know, you duck, character flashes, and you get a super jump out of it. Red Luigi, that's correct. He's not playing as Mario, he's playing as Red Luigi. Luigi's not his cool brother, but we love him very much anyway. So right here, most characters have to do some kind of super jump, but Mario with just a running jump is able to actually clear the height on all of these, which makes him, because this is such a vertical level, a little faster than Toad, a little faster than Luigi because Luigi's jumps are long and floaty. Raikou. Controller, please. So, that's most of 3-3. There is another Mouser fight coming up. This one takes 5 bombs to knock out. Looks like Sky is ready to take on Triclide with both of our players here taking on their world bosses with a single hit point. Red Wario, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Red Waluigi. Lawso clearing 8-2 in lost levels. Very nice. And, Ben's playing his Peach here in World 2. You can kind of see just how much slower Peach digs the sand out of the way here. Definitely, Peach is still definitely a fan favorite all the time. Makes a lot of the platforming in this game trivial. But definitely in the sand levels, you can see the difference. I'm being reminded now, actually, that in this game, one of the other differences, you're not likely to see it here, but in the NES version, you pick a character for a stage, you are stuck with that character for the entire stage. In this game, if you take a death, you get to choose your character again. Don't expect that to come into play, but worth noting as far as version differences go. So, Raikou getting through the first ice level, just kind of a generic long ice level. At the end, you get these sort of flame-throwing tanks. Just have to platform your way through it. No real boss there, just boss music. And into 4-2, which has our good friends, the whales. So if you have a whale emote out there, anything of the sea, I guess, go ahead. You'll know. You'll know when to start spamming it. Raikou playing as Peach here. This is another level, technically faster to play as Toad, but Peach makes a lot of this platforming here easier, even with, I forget the name of the enemies with the little pitchforks flying through the sky. Certainly this whale section can be just a huge pain, jumping on the water spouts if you're not playing with a character that makes platforming easy, so no shame here. Now, I hope Raikou is counting his cherries. This is one of the stages where you can get a star kill, and this might be a tough one. He's gonna just forego going for it. There are 5 cherries on this last screen, and if you play it right, it's very easy to get a star here into the Birdo fight. So this might give our other runners a chance to pick up some time whenever they finally get here, since Raikou now has to make this fight. Takes a hit from an egg as well. Bezos, thank you. Thank you, Mandel27. Also having a little trouble in 8-4, it looks like. 8-4, not the easiest level. He's going to fight through. There's our other Pink Birdo, and very nice. So Pink Birdos fire their eggs on a global timer, so catching this first egg saves a decent amount of time. There's the entrance to most of the stage, there's the exit from most of the stage, and here's the boss door from RaikouRider. Everybody give him a round of applause. This great 4-3 right there. It's beautiful. And this is Fry Guy. Fry Guy probably, I'm going to say he's the worst boss in this game. 3 hits, and then it splits into a bunch of tiny flames. You have to get these mushroom blocks out of the way. Looks like he went with a little bit of a wall strat. He's going to hope that these tiny Fry Guys go down to ground level so we can start doing this. I believe they can make a jump of height too if things work out for him. So it's a little dangerous there. That wasn't as good as the first one. I'm sorry.
It was still pretty good.
All right, we'll take it. Lawso through the first Bowser. To quote his favorite clip on the internet, he'd have to really heck things up now. 5-1 in Mario 2 is a level. You can kind of see the theme of what's happening here with those logs early on, except now it's just the tadpoles. So it's a lot of platforming. Luigi's a good character to make sure you get just enough height. You get a free one up along the way. And this should lead us to our first green-gray kind of birdo. I think it's still green in this game. That looks green to me. Taking the hit there. But, oh, picking things up and using the iframes of the lift. Very nice. Sky's still working on getting out of World 3. Not too worried about suddenly being an extra stage behind, because 4-3 is just so short. And 3-3 is kind of long. 5-2 is just another stage. It's handy to have Luigi because there's a lot of the, I think they're hoopers that are on the vines. Sky got the pause trick there. Very nice. Saving a little bit of time. So Ben is going to use Peach here in 3-3. If you follow Ben's path through this stage, you're going to see a lot more super jumps, a lot more sort of lining things up. Or at the very least, it might just be that Toad doesn't have that jump. We'll see what happens. So, Raikou's lead is at the top of these vines here in 5-2. He's going to take a spike fall and then go into the Birdo fight. Not sure exactly which version everyone's running except for Sky, who decidedly has that 1-0 kart. So Lawso in the top right now actually got the fast carpet glitch. I know Raikou did not get it earlier, but there's things you can do if you basically are carrying, I believe that's a Pidgeot on the flying carpets, and land on a different flying carpet than its original one. The game forgets that you shouldn't be able to run fast on flying carpets and lets you run fast. Sky going with Luigi here in 4-2, jumping through the Bezos. Raikou is in 5-3, which is rather unfriendly level. I believe these are albatrosses with the bob-ombs. And this level is a lot of... There's a vertical section coming up soon that's a little awkward to get through before some more platforming. And our good friend Cloglib. Don't worry about what the instruction manual says about it being actually named Cloglip. We're calling it Cloglib. Raikou taking a fireball to the face, but making the jump anyway. Sky is at the end of 4-2. Let's see if she has these cherries lined up correctly to get the star. She's going to just take the damage and go for it. The nice thing about Luigi here, running to the left to pick up that star costs a little bit of time. But with Luigi, you're able to make that jump. You don't have to charge up a super jump on the other side of that door. Very nice star kill. So Raikou has got himself into a little bit of trouble here. His weapon's over on the other side of the screen now. I want to say that flower is actually named a cancer. That sounds wrong, so I'm just going to keep going. But that was actually really nice, using the mushroom block to deflect it off the screen the other direction. I was worried. Getting past those flowers as a one hit point character, small character, is actually really annoying. So good job not panicking at all. Actually got the fast movement there. Very nice. This is a really section just because it's all this platforming. And there's a heart on the other side of the screen trying to get this hit point back. And discretion, the better part of valor there, not picking up that egg over the abyss. Very nice. Sky is taking on Fry Guy. Sky got a third heart in this stage at some point. So Raikou here is going to bounce these rocks off the wall. You can see the multiple hits. That might have been a one rock kill too, but he falls in the gap. Oh no. I believe Cloglib takes 5 hits. Come on. We got 4 of them, so this rock's going to go directly into the face. There you go. That was actually really nice. Chat is right. Yeah, I hate to see that happen. See, Ben's going to go for the star kill too. Got a fast star grab, so having to charge the super jump here with Peach, not a real concern. Nice kill. Sky is in 5-1, another jumping level. Raikou now in 6-1, the last sort of normal desert level that we're going to see. So you still want Toad for the digging, but a lot of the navigating all these enemies can be a huge pain. And we get another green birdo. Well, soon we'll get another green birdo. First we need a key. Yeah. So far, I feel like Raikou's lead in Mario 2 is it's probably shrunk ever so little. A little bit of trouble in a couple of spots, but nothing huge. Nothing that I'm really worried about, especially with the commanding lead coming out of Lost Levels. Ben with a very nice Fry Guy kill. Making it into World 5. Lawso making his way through World 2. Sky it felt like more than a world behind, now sort of kind of gaining time here. Making her way through 5-2 as Raikou takes the ride in 6-2. There's 2 ways through this stage. Really, I guess there's 3 because Raikou took sort of the quick spawn of this higher leveled Albatos, which just makes it a little easier to get through the end. So I believe Mario 3's power-up logic is going to be the US on both sides. All-Stars 3 does the what we're used to in the US at least. Third tier power-up goes to just Super Mario. If you're playing the NES Japanese Mario 3 and you get hit from any state, you go to Small Mario. Good Birdo kill from Raikou. 6-3 is this kind of... I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what 6-3 looks like. You skip it. I don't think Raikou's going to go for the potion jump, though. Just not playing as Luigi, so it's going to be into the quicksand. You do have to jump a lot. The death plane is not that deep here. Sky is going to get a third hit point there from the mushroom in subspace. Shoutouts to Scott Pilgrim. That will help her a lot in this level. Takes a little bit of time to get, but, you know, not dying, more important. Raikou having a little trouble here with Birdo. Just as I say that, you know, the one bad throw was the only bad throw. Very nice. So this is the World 6 Tri-Clyde. And RaikouRider is going to construct the barrier here. If you get that 3-block high barrier, Tri-Clyde is not able to get past it. Did that... I couldn't tell if that second one hit. I know it went right through the snake, but I just couldn't see it. That was kind of awkward. But that's World 6. World 7 is the final world, so that's why there's only 2 squares on the top of the screen for 2 stages. Sky's gonna deal with that flower the same way, just kind of get the screen scrolls going. Lawso, not sure what to do here. Woof. Don't do it, Lawso. Don't do it. So, Lawso actually kind of demonstrating something there accidentally. There is no such thing as a small character in this game. They shrink. There's an animation and everything. Your character is still 2 tiles tall. No matter what you do. You can't fit through 1-tile gaps. You'll get hit by things that are just over your head. Also with the pause strats here. Meanwhile, Raikou skipping a lot of 7-1. If you go all the way to the right, you know, there's kind of a stage with a lot of destructible platforms and things. Or you just jump on the early Albatos, jump over a whole lot of platforms, get to the end fast. Easy video game. 7-2, last level. You excited for this last level?
Oh, heck yes.
Heck yes. Sky also now on Cloglib, getting 2 hits in, maintaining this lead on Ben. Raikou is going to take the Shy Guy, run through the screen. So we have another instance of a chain jump here, a vine jump, whatever we're going to call the ladder jumps. Sky surviving this fight right now. Oh! Okay. Okay.
Clutching it out. Can we make the gap?
Oh my goodness.
Woo.
I need a drink after that.
Yeah, that was harrowing.
I'm drinking cranberry soda water tonight.
Just water for me. Stay hydrated, folks.
Stay hydrated. Don't forget, this race has been going on for over an hour. You should be drinking a little bit of water to stay hydrated, especially if you're talking for like 2 hours during all this. Oh my goodness.
You feeling that throat drying out a little bit?
A little bit. So you see Raikou here is kind of going right back down, trying to get this ladder jump. Well, I'm not all that surprised. Toad, again, fastest character, is the speed strat character. Luigi's the easy character to get the vine chain jumps here with. So let's see Raikou go for this. Sky, again, getting a 3rd hit point. Taking a little bit of time to do that. Ben should, throw that rock off the wall, and that will work just fine. Ben is working the peach strats here. So Ben's gotten 4 hits, looking for that 5th hit. Sky chucking that key to chase the mask away. So the nice thing about going over the wall, over the top of the castle here, besides skipping a very long stage, that Birdo just won't even hold the key. So you get a free key out of it. You don't have to defeat the Birdo. You do have to defeat the bird, though. That's all I've got.
Womp womp.
Yeah, well, I tried. I'm sorry.
They can't all be winners.
Yeah. Raikou, though, trying to be a winner against Wart. So this machine, kind of on a pace, shoots out the only thing that can defeat Wart in his own room. I don't know why he keeps a machine there that generates his weakness, but who am I to question the great all-powerful Wart? You do have to... these bubbles will destroy vegetables on contact, so you have to kind of get the vegetable into Wart's mouth without it getting blown up. There are strats you can kind of get behind Wart, and throw them from behind Wart, and it will still go in the mouth because that's how Nintendo logic works. So that's a reasonable casual strat, but with the speed strat, if you do that, you tend to start losing cycles of the fight. Sky taking a death here in 6-2. And with that screen not scrolling, we know Raikou is done. Got the 6 vegetables into Wart's mouth. Tastes terrible. And that's the video game. GG. So Raikou's lead is 6-3 and onward, really. And maybe a little bit at the end of 6-2 over Sky. Before we began, I mentioned this. Sky and Raikou are about 14 seconds apart on 11 seconds apart on the leaderboard. And Raikou was saying that his goal was to build up a big enough lead so that by the time he got to Mario 3, he could maintain it. And here you can see Raikou here gonna go with the raccoon strats here. Not the fastest strat. We're gonna see Sky and Lawso when they get here do a few things different, but certainly flying over 1-1 if you can't make the super jump, not a bad idea. The tail in Mario 3 kind of has a flight meter property if we go to some of the logic. Oh my goodness, Ben took a game over at the end of 6-2, has to start again from 6-1. That's gonna cost him a little time. So yes, normally in Mario 3, you get a P-speed jump. And you jump, you go fast, you land again, and as long as you're on the ground every so often, the game will allow you to keep your P-speed pretty much indefinitely. But the game doesn't want you to fly indefinitely. So when you have a tail and you have P-speed and you jump, there's a little bit of a timer. And after so long, you no longer have P-speed. You have to build it up from scratch again. That's how the game knocks you back to Earth. On top of that, Raccoon Mario and Tanuki Mario, for that matter, when they jump with P-Speed, have a little bit of a slowdown when they make that jump. So it makes some of the strats a little different with their floaty or flight jumps. That said, if you know what you're doing with the tail, you can still effectively move through this game. You just won't be executing the P-Speed strats. Raikou does actually avoid the 3rd star there. If you get these cards at the end of the levels, they always start when they get on the screen, and if you're running at it with P-Speed, you'll almost always get the star. There's a few weird, scenarios where you don't. But
do we have a moment for a
we've got
couple
time.
updates here?
We've got plenty of time.
I think we actually hit this a while ago, but I'd just like to point out we have passed the $4,000 raised mark for the Trevor Project, so I'd really like to appreciate, or really like to thank everybody who's donated and watched for that. That's really awesome. And we are also over halfway to the Dusk Child 100% run, and that's coming up later tonight. So it's at $275 out of $500. So let's get those donations in and try and get that 100% run. And thank you again so much for helping us get 4K already. That's really incredible.
Thank you, everybody, so much. $4,000, nice. So another version difference here on the SNES. The kings are turned into different things. It's not a dog; it's a snake for some reason in the grasslands. King is a snack. Raikou's gonna go for some one-up stomping here. If you stomp a bunch of things in a row in a Mario game, starting usually with the 9th one, you will start getting one-ups. The point totals just keep going up. Not a speed strat, but this is an auto-scroller, and we have to entertain ourselves somehow. Lawso is playing as Toad. Not sure if he's... yeah, he's realizing here that he's made a mistake, and he's going to switch to Luigi. Like I said, in this version of the game, you can switch characters in the middle of the stage. So Raikou is going to get the easy jump kill on Larry. Not even going for the fire flower to get a fire kill here. Granted, Larry is the easiest fire kill to get, but any fire kill on a Koopaling, not the easiest thing to do in this game, except when... Sky getting to the end of Wart's Castle here. Trying to maintain this. It's kind of weird how Mario 2 one world is 3 stages. Mario 3 one world is like a bunch of stages, but it's like the same amount of time. Sky fighting here to get into her game, get into Mario 3. Raikou starting out here in 2-1, just running to the right, playing his video game. You do want to get to P-Speed even with this tail as much as you can. You just run that much faster when you have P-Speed in this game. Ben using Peach to great effect. Has Ben been playing as Peach the entire game? I feel like I have not seen him play as any other character.
I don't know if it's fast, but it's certainly fun to have that nice hover jump.
It's not fast, but, this might be kind of similar to what we're seeing Raikou do in Mario 3. If you have a strat and that is your way to play a game that's not your game, go with it. Just go with it. Sky is fighting Wart. Raikou effectively using that tail to get over most of the lake in 2-2, but does lose it at the end. Now into the fortress. This fortress we do have to clear. World 1's fortress, we saw earlier, you clear it by collecting the whistle, which sits in your inventory as a trap, since this is a warpless race. GG to Sky entering Mario 3. Raikou getting the tail back in the fortress. I'm going to keep using that. And 2-3 is going to be a stage where that tail's going to kind of pay off. There's a lot of jumping, and if you're not comfortable with the P-speed strats, that's definitely a place to do it. Sky also going to grab a tail in World 1 and just fly over most of the rest of the level. Sky, notably, in a lot of the Mario 3 tournaments, when I first started finding out about Sky years ago, able to use that tail, and keep pace, and actually get a really good time for using that tail. It cut the hour pretty shortly, if I remember things right. Ben working the Wart fight now as well. I mentioned you could attack Wart from behind, and with Peach and Luigi, it's easy to jump back over Wart. So that's the fight you're going to see there. Easy Wart kill, reliable. Not the fastest in the world because you lose some cycles, but still a good kill. So Raikou in the Angry Sun level. I could barely see the tornado bubbles on the stream. That's not an important thing. You want to just kind of run at P-speed and jump into the middle of it. And the sun will always kind of take this path on the screen, regardless of how fast you're moving or anything else. So just get those jumps in. You'll be fine. Don't get sunburned. SPF 1,000,000,000. Oh, my goodness, Hammer Brothers. So there's 2 Hammer Brothers in World 2. Now, I believe it was actually like very recently, this year even, that on the NES version, they figured out which Hammer Brother has which item. And I don't believe that logic applies to this NES version. Basically, once the Hammer Brothers stop moving on NES, the one that's, I want to say facing left, I forget. Which one of the directions that it faces, it first moves, when it starts moving, you know which item it has. And you want the hammer. Optimally, you only get the hammer and not the music box. And that hammer is useful later. That music box is less useful later. Save about 20 seconds by not fighting extra Hammer Brothers.
We've also got Ben coming into SMB3 now.
Nice. GG, Ben. Yeah, that Wart strat, easy strat. It's going to work. So good work, Ben, getting into Mario 3, keeping up with Sky, and making Raikou work for it. We'll see how Ben does in Mario 3. Because Ben, like the name says, SMW, and kind of proving the worth of the SMW community here. And just kind of tackling the other early 2D Mario games. And Ben not going for the tail. So we might see some P-speed strats out of there. We'll see. There's Lawso making his way through 5-3. That's not the strat. But he's going to get to play as Toad now. So there is that. Raikou is on the World 2 airship, having cleared the pyramid level. Pyramid level, it looks like it might be slightly faster with a tail. There are actually enough fast strats with the Buzzy Beetles to do that, but the tail makes the level trivial. You don't have to worry as much about getting a Buzzy Beetle to the right place and not kicking it into the wall. I know it fell off a ledge. I need to not kick it. You have a tail. You just break the bricks. Easy game. Sky throwing some fireballs at Larry Koopa, not quite getting him. Standing on the ground like she should. That wand falls faster than Mario does, so you don't want to jump and grab it. The one exception being there's a screen wrap you can do if you're the TAS or you have a P-Wing. So Raikou into the pipe to fight Morton. Good jumping over that first magic blast, so this should be an easy jump kill from there. Yeah, Sky is moving along this map with purpose. Raikou we saw get to World 2 and had a tail still, so we're going to see Sky do some jumps here. She might actually, there you go. I said you have to run on the ground to maintain your P-speed every so often. That's one of the easy situations where you could lose that P-speed. But moving with P-speed, blazing a trail through the game, since you just move that much faster. If you're looking at level timers, it is worth noting that when you have P-speed, for whatever reason, the clock ticks slower. So it's not a clean comparison to look at the level timer to figure out how much faster somebody clears the level with P-Speed versus not P-Speed. Raikou is in 3-1 here. You know, I think flying through this might be slightly faster. I'm not sure. It's not a question I think I've had to answer before. Swimming is still slow, and this is one of, I believe, 2 water levels in the run that you actually have to clear in Warpless. There are these inventory items we're getting, and inventory management is a big part of Warpless. The route is pretty prescribed at this point for what you do, but, you know, Raikou losing that tail here, and 3-2, you could take the slow elevators or you could jump on the fish. Tail should make it easy, but sheeps have a tendency to not cooperate with your stomp box. I don't know what else to call it. So clearing 3-2, riding the elevator, good job. Sky, meanwhile, is done with Boom Boom in 2-4. That is probably our first fire kill of a Boom Boom. Again, killing things with fireballs in this game is fast. It's faster than jump kills, so if Sky can maintain P-Speed, maintain fire, I'm just gonna go ahead and say by World 5 for sure she should be overtaking Raikou. I'm gonna call it there. I have no basis for this. Raikou! Nice jump over the wall there. Almost landed in the drink, and Boss Bass, I mean, besides the fact he's small anyway, Boss Bass will swallow Mario whole. You don't want that to happen. It's bad. So the real question is, will Raikou go for third door? Raikou is going right past third door. So sixth door is the proper intended strat to get through this level. It's the marathons. It's the sane strat. I believe I'm gonna say it's frame perfect. Don't quote me on that. If you have a frame on the other side of that third door to go back into it, and the game's logic will send you to Boom Boom. Either way, good fortress level. Raikou, you know, working the small Mario strats here. Is this a water hammer, bro? This is a little spicy. Nice. You got the good pattern. So, World 3. We haven't talked about the bridges in World 3. Look at the top right mushroom house. You see those 2 bridges? They're down. They're going to go up right before this fight happens. Every time you exit a real level in World 3, the bridges switch positions. This could be by clearing the level or by taking a death. And the way they work out, you want to not die and fight both Hammer Brothers just to get them into the right position. Lawso is going to build the barrier. Triclide is going to eat mushrooms. Good work. Raikou just making that slope jump. Goes right past the fire flower. Not sure he knows it's there. There is a leaf actually in these 2 blocks. Oh, he just doesn't want to deal with Lakitu. Can't blame him. Raikou. There are no Hammer Brothers on this map, so having 55 coins is not that bad. We didn't talk about coin ships, and hopefully we won't for a little while. So the first rule of running Mario 3 Warpless is don't die in 3-8. The second rule of Mario 3 Warpless, do not die in 3-8. You just saw him use that cloud to skip 3-6, which is Butter Bridge 0 for you Mario World fans out there cheering for Ben. It's a long level. It's an auto-scroller. It's bad. It's slow. It's over an abyss. You don't want to play it. You just don't do it. Of course, you have that bridge there, too. So if you die in 3-8, you get sent back to the last level you cleared, which is on the other side of 3-6. So you have to clear 3-6 now. And you have to do something to get that bridge back down again. Just don't ever do it. Just don't do it. So, Ben working his way through World 2. Very nice. Raikou, I'm a little surprised here, especially Raikou is not taking the fire. Wendy is the Koopaling here in World 3, and Wendy is the easiest fire kill in the game, and probably the hardest jump kill. Wendy throws her rings or bracelets. I don't know what they are, but they're candy cane looking things, but they hurt you, and they cause chaos. So going into that fight without fire can be rough, but Raikou has been proving, this is his strat. This is what he wants to do in this game. So hopefully he knows how to deal with Wendy. Ben escaping the angry sun. Very nice. Sky is through World 2. Because of these like auto scrollers here, sometimes it's a little bit of a misnomer of how far ahead or behind someone is, but I guess you do have to, everybody does have to clear it. Nice one-up stomp from Raikou, getting the swag strats in.
I believe the official name for Wendy's weapons that she throws at you are bagels.
Are bagels?
War bagels.
War bagels.
Bagels for war.
Welcome to the bagel cage. Lawso with an unfortunate key replacement there. Takes care of it, though. So take a note, everybody. Sky and Raikou are technically in the same world right now. So here come the war bagels. And Raikou's getting these stomps in. If you get them in with the right timing, she won't get 2 and 3 off. So that was well done. It's not easy to do that. It's a practice strat there. Well done. Ben going through the pyramid also with a tail here. Sky falling from the cheap jumps here in 3-2 as well. This is what you... Okay, I thought that was what we were going to see, but Sky not quite getting the jumps in 3-2 either. You saw her kind of almost want to go there, but then stop. One of the other differences between 3-2, well, Mario 3, I should say, NES, and otherwise, when you're off the top of the screen in Mario 3 All-Stars, your fireballs just don't work. Don't use them. They'll just despawn. Sky going for 3-2 here, while Raikou clears 4-1. 4-1, everyone's favorite world, the giant world. Huge island, if you have the right cart. Sky making short work of 3-3, keeping fire. So we'll see if Sky gets to gain some more fire kill time moving forward into the fortress. 4-2, kind of similar to 3-2, one of these rising, falling water levels. He's going to deal with some jumping cheeps here, but he should be okay. And it looks like Lawso is done with war into his video game, into Mario 3. Give him a hand. Spam those Lawso4 thinkings if you've got them. I'll do it. And also having a little trouble with 1-1, but he's going to get to work very soon. And Ben is also clearing World 2. He's going to get into World 3 now. Raikou is in 4-3, which is a harrowing-looking level. People who have put some time into Mario 3, that might be a mean way of putting it, but I'm going to stick with it. A lot of the top runners are going to say that is their favorite level in the game just because it kind of shows off the P-speed mechanics. So we look out for that one later. Just imagine that level at speed with all those jumps, all those slopes. The tail does make it easy, though. And Raikou is playing his game. He's not slowing down. He is just holding on to this lead as Sky is taking care of World 3 as fast as she can. Ben keeping the pressure up there as well. A 4-4 is actually another major difference here. There's supposed to be water visible at the top of that screen on the NES version. SNES, for whatever reason, it's not there. Well done making that jump to get over the top of the wall there so he didn't have to slowly sink to the bottom of the sea and swim up the other side. Now up to this pipe. You get a little extra water here in the SNES version, so no Sniperino is an easier call. That's the other water level you have to deal with in this video game. Ben, you've got to make the jumps on the cheaps for us in 3-2. We need to see it. And he falls in the water anyway. No. Okay. So, Raikou is going to fight some Sledge Brothers here. You generally want to try and get the P-Wing in World 4 here and just skip everything else. Although the star is not bad. World 5 and World 4 both have a star and a P-Wing bro at some point. Sky, I believe that's 3-9. Yes. So she's going to be working on getting out of World 3 very shortly. Raikou here is at the end of World 4 and 4-6, dealing with the giant paratroopers. Clearing the level very nicely. Lawso nailing the Superman jump there in 1-6. Making short work of World 1. Raikou in 4-4-2. Oh, you see, there it works out. You can make that jump a little easier bouncing off the dry bones, but it's one of those jumps that if you don't have running speed, can be a little tricky, but, you know, he's got the tail. No trouble. Sky on the World 3 airship, gonna fight to keep this flower. You want fire for Wendy? Very nice World 3 fort from Ben as well, keeping P speed up, getting to Boom Boom with fire. So top left, you're going to see a Boom Boom fire kill. There it goes. It's already gone. World 4 King is Donkey Kong. Lawso is probably going to go for the World 1 fire kill as well in a moment. But in the bottom right of your screen, Sky going to Wendy. Wendy jumps a little bit. You just got to watch out for the hops and dodge the war bagels. Wendy is dodging for days here. And we'll say it for Raikou. Greetings from the World 4 airship. If you thought the auto-scrollers in this game might have been moving a little slow, we've got news for you. Good news. The World 4 airship moves at half the speed of your standard airship. So when you're here, it's always a good time to take a pause, take a break, check Twitter, see if there's any deals in the newspaper, maybe even make a donation. I don't know. Has he made a donation? He's not doing World 4 airship right if he's not making a donation.
There's the link, just in case he's got the time to do it.
Okay, there we go. Ben making his way through 3-8. Remembers the first rule of this video game. Gets rid of boss bass. Sky, in actually speedrunning news, clears 4-1, making her way to 4-2. She's going to be done with 4-2, I think, before Raikou even sees Iggy. Gets a P-speed strat going here. See if she can keep it. Nice. She got in the pipe at least. So Iggy has a very high jump here in the World 4 airship. In fact, sometimes Iggy jumps so high, so fast, that the game doesn't actually recognize that you stomped him. And he just goes right through Mario's, I guess, stomp box and does damage to the player. So you gotta be a little careful about that sometimes.
I'd like to give a special shout out to Free Enterprise, who threw us a raid of 24 viewers. That's super appreciated. And if my memory of the schedule is correct, Free Enterprise is the run coming up after the conclusion of this race.
Thank you for the raid. This guy lost P-speed about halfway through 4-3. Still got a good chunk of the way through that level. Now, so Sky's a little bit into World 4 here, but 4 airship is well, it's almost the longest level in the game. It's certainly the slowest. There actually is a longer one that's just longer. All right. Lawso said shoutouts to Red Rocket, so let's see if he does it here. The strat that he's at least talking about is you grab this shell, and when you kick a shell, it inherits Mario's running speed, and it looks like he lost it to the Micro Goomba there. That if you can get that shell to take out all these blocks, the shell will go slightly faster than if you did the normal strat and got to this point. RaikouRider clearing 5-1 without any trouble. Doesn't take the fall of shame. He does have a tail, so good work there. Falling down is probably the worst thing. It's an easy level to clear casually, but it's long and it's slow. And the top route is fast and short, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to go that way. So our update. Ben is about to take on Wendy and the Warbagels. I want everyone in chat, I guess, to say bagels. Oh no! He lost fire, so this is about to get very spicy. Oh, he got the second hit without taking damage, so he can kind of do what he did there. Just go in. You saw how fast the ring came out. And Raikou was able to get through that fight with stomps without worrying about that at all. So that's just kind of showing off. That stomp kill is not trivial. Raikou, little work here, working the P-Speed strat in the ground fort in World 5. War Bagels with locks, everybody. It's with locks. It's got to be with locks. This guy's in a little bit of a pickle, but does have that tail to help out. 4-6 is gonna... She's gonna clear 4-6 very shortly. So, Raikou not gonna use the music box. Gonna fight the bros. Does get an extra P-Wing for his effort. If you had to fight a third bro of the two in the end of World 4 and these two, that is the one you want. He's going to skip that star and go into the tower. Also done with the World 2 Pyramid here, making up quite a bit of time very quickly. Sky fire killing the 4-4-2 Boom Boom as Raikou makes his way through the World 5. This tower is the level you have to go through to get to the second half of World 5. The second half of World 5 is a bunch of levels that are not necessarily difficult per se, but they are punishing. Oglib likes to describe it as a bunch of levels that are just over an open pit. A little platforming, but there's no place to land. So mistakes are deadly, but the levels themselves, you know, just kind of move right, jump. Don't go on the spitty platform. Don't go for a swim in sky water. It's not a good idea. 5-4, not the worst level. There is a Lakitu at the end of every level, so you gotta be a little mindful of that. Little mindful of your coin count, as Skybilz gets to say, "Greetings from the World 4 airship." Ben here. No, that's Raikou. Raikou not going to take the Tanuki suit, just going in the pipe. There is a Tanuki suit there. It takes a little extra time to get. And the Tanuki suit, not especially useful to the speedrun, outside of general utility as being another method of flying. But just going to leave that there, go to 5-7. 5-7, actually, normally we'd be talking here. This is the only real level in World 5 that has a fire flower in it. There's a couple of other ones, but in the Warpless route, you don't go to those stages. So if you wanted to get a fire kill on Boom Boom in the lava fort, that's the place to get it. Sky still on the World 4 airship. You're just stuck on that level for an eternity. So, Skyfort here, notable for Bowser's interior decorating. How do you get lava on a ceiling? I mean, it really is a feat of Mushroom Kingdom engineering that it exists. Potabo's falling and then going back up. It's weird, but there it is. So, there's Skyfort. There goes Boom Boom. And Sky is finally done with the World 4 airship. Gonna get into World 5 same time as Raikou for a little bit. She's picking up time, but Raikou is not exactly losing time. He's just playing his game. He's playing his game in 5-8 right now, which, according to Nintendo Power 13, the official strategy guide, you cannot clear this level without taking damage. It's impossible. Literally impossible. Cannot be done. He did it. Speedrunners, proving Nintendo Power wrong since some year. So that extra Hammer Brother up there, the one nice thing from earlier is because he didn't use the music box, he doesn't have to fight either of the other music box bros, although I guess he has 2 music boxes now. Either way, skipping Hammer Bros is good.
We got time for some donations here?
We've got time.
Okay, we have $100 from Izzy. No comment. Thank you very much. And we have $50 from Adam. Says, this is a fantastic event for LGBT plus people, and I am happy to be watching it while waiting for the Smash Ultimate release next to my partner. Thanks for the great entertainment and coziness. And we have $10 from Easy Games _. So excited to see the rest of the runs, and I'm especially excited to see the TurboGrafx 16 block with Lat Mackie and memory tasks. Keep up the good work, everyone. And we have $200 from Vixen, who says, I'm gay. Hello, gay. I'm dad. We have $60 from Lane, who says, this is my first time watching Power Up Pride. It's so great to see an LGBT-focused speedrunning event. Shout out to my fellow MB viewers. Donation goes towards Duskchild 100% run. And with that donation, the Duskchild 100% run is getting a lot closer. We're at 355 out of 500, and I believe that is 2 runs away. So you've still got time to make sure that we get to see 100% in Duskchild. And lastly, we have $20 from Rochambo XO with no comment. Thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you so much, everybody. While that was happening, we saw Lawso fail third door. It's okay. It was worth the attempt. We saw RaikouRider get through the World 5 airship. Roy can stomp the ground, but if you know what you're doing, especially with the tail, easy video game. Raikou using a hammer here. We didn't talk about the hammer in World 4, but you do use it to skip a fortress level. It's I see it so much, I just blank on it when I see it now. But the hammers destroy blocks on the map. So very useful for skipping a few levels, and here, skipping 6, 1, and whichever of 2 or 3 you would have to clear, because it's optional which one, to get to this fortress. So Raikou's going to take this ride, going to stay as Raccoon Mario for now. It is possible to go for a star kill here. So we'll see what he does as Ben wraps up World 4. Lawso, oh my goodness. Oh, he's Lawso. Okay. So a few things are going on there. Lawso had 55 coins and 50 points, but an odd number of times. So that tens digit flipped away from 5. So he didn't spawn a coin ship. Didn't matter because he was at the end of the world anyway. Did see that he had a runaway, which is unfortunate. Not sure how that worked out. So we'll get to see later how he deals with it. Sky also on dangerous ground here. Was that 5? That was 5-4. Sky needs to keep an eye on that coin count. You should get more than 1 coin in this stage, though. Raikou keeping this tails, working his way through 5-4. Just gonna try to fly over that. There's that was dangerous, but with the tail, less so. Lawso reporting he is short a hammer, so Lawso's going to play, I believe, 4 Fortress 1, since he doesn't have a hammer to skip it, and you definitely want to use that World 2 hammer to skip 6-1 and 6-2. So Raikou is clearing out a lot of... this is a puzzle level where you have to grab this shell and fly up here. There are some despawn strats. It requires some like deep knowledge of sprite limits of the game. But you know, if you know what you're doing, just clear the runway. He didn't use a P-wing, I think. He's just going through this with that tail. That's usually a level you see runners use a P-wing on. So Raikou is also going to grab a hammer suit here. This will make the Bowser fight in about 20 minutes significantly easier. So we are looking for one more item. We're looking for a cloud. Let's see if this bro has it. Very nice. Sky is about to wrap up the Sky Fort here. Another fire kill on Boom Boom. Another few seconds save. The hammer kill on Bowser is significantly faster than the fire kill. The problem is getting a hammer suit to Bowser to execute it on. The time it takes to go to Toad's house and get that hammer suit actually makes it slower than just taking a fire flower the whole distance. You can take a hammer suit from 7-8, and that is slightly faster, especially because you can use it in a few other levels to save time. But you try and beat this video game going from 7-8 to the end without taking damage. Not easy. Raikou's taking care of this horizontal thwomp ice fort. The physics here are a little wonky. He doesn't opt to take any of the fly unders, but, you know, he's done with the level. Lawso missing a couple of jumps at the end, it looks like, of 4-2. He's still through the level, just won't have fire for 4-3, which might make the first couple of Sledge Bros a little tricky to deal with. I think Lawso is going to be able to handle it, though, which means I just jinxed him. I'm sorry. RaikouRider technically jumping the H. Possible spoiler in chat. So there's Lawso with 4-3. This is the 4-3 you came to see. I'll just let it speak for itself. I don't know how that next to last jump gets made either. RaikouRider going through 6-9. Very difficult level. Just P-wing over. Ben also getting past 99 coins without spawning a coin ship. Well done. Sky making her way through the World 5 airship. Has fire. Roy fire kills, not exactly the easiest thing in the world. I don't think she's going to go for it, but we'll see. She's kind of doing what I would think to do. Just throw a couple of fireballs in case the jump kill goes wrong so that you start piling up the damage. It takes 11 fireballs. It's 10 or 11. There are a number of fireballs. There are 3 stomps. So this is, I believe we're on Boom Boom number 3 for Raikou. Takes some damage here. That may have been intentional. I'm not sure. Because World 7's a little weak. Sky skipping allegedly the worst level in the game, 5-9. She's done with Roy. What am I talking about? I'm just seeing the castle cutscene. My mind's immediately going to skipping 5-9. 5-9's a terrible level. You don't want to play it ever. That's why they clouded over. Whoa. When I missed Lawso going through the fortress, I just saw him kill Boom Boom, but we just kind of missed it. That was a level that only Lawso is going to play in this run, I believe. Oh, so where were we? Raikou is on the World 6 airship. World 6 is a very lonely airship. And yeah, okay, XPEG is saying that was intentional. Usually you see runners will take that hit against Lemmy, just take the insurance hit all the way through. But he's absolutely right. 7-1 is a level a lot of runners want to get to without a tail. There's a clip there that is a little easier to execute on without a tail. So it's very common to see runners take an intentional bit of damage somewhere around here, if they didn't already have a tail, to make sure that they don't have a tail when they go into 7-1. So the trick with Lemmy, stomp, stomp, ball bounces over. Stomp, bounce, ball, stomp, ball bounces over. Run into Lemmy if you have a tail to lose tail. Stomp Lemmy. Easy fight. So place your bets. 7-1 clip is best described. You know, there's a pixel definition of this too and everything else, but this is best described as throw Mario at the corner of the wall until his skull decides to ignore the laws of physics and go through it. There are strats that do it, but very often this starts becoming a sub-pixel dependent thing. So you can do everything right every time. The game can just say, nah, you're not going. So let's hope he gets it. Here we go. Sky working her way through 6-5. Also not using a P-Wing. I feel like I missed a jump somewhere in my count here. Maybe even 2. Sky despawned the Koopa. That's going to be bad. I've lost count for Raikou. I think one of these is going to be number 10. So this is the strat. You do kind of want to make sure you get that corner. At least I feel like you do. There is a duck strap as well. But there you go. That was a number of attempts. Let's go with 12. I think it was a little more than 12. I'll go with chat and settling on that 13, 14 because I thought that was a lot more. So Raikou, I believe, grabbed this Tanuki suit from the guaranteed Tanuki suit Toad House in World 5 to basically do this jump over this gap. That gap is topped by invisible note blocks, which the intended strat for you is to go down there, reveal a bunch of those note blocks, kind of loop back through the stage, and kind of go over them. And it takes an amount of time. That is a lot more than what he did. Lawso, greetings from the World 4 airship. No airship donations. I kind of miss them. Either way, Raikou now is he's gonna work this Tanuki suit. He's gonna try and keep it 7-3. Is one of the levels. There's a few of them in the Mario 3 game, where if you have a star, blocks will have stars. And you can use this to your advantage, and he loses the Tanuki suit at the last minute. Why? Game, please. So the only bad thing about this is Raikou's going to have to do something about 7-4-1. Raikou skipping over the worst level in the game in 7-4. Q Lawso typing furiously at his keyboard to say that's a funny way of pronouncing 5-9. Raikou using that P-Wing. This is another maze level. The funny thing is I was actually talking to somebody about this level earlier today. He said he was somewhere, he's playing this on the Nintendo Switch and mentioned having a little trouble figuring out how to get through this level. I said, you got to look up. Like, without even asking. And then we'll find out later how that went. Spoon Boom Easy. You must fly in this level. This is one of the reasons that any sort of small only run is impossible. You must do a few things in that level or skip it. Ben yelling orb at the end of the Bowser fights. 7-6, another P-Wing level. Easy video game. Lawso furiously fighting through World 5 now. Gonna try and not take the fall of shame here. Sky working on 6-4-3. Just flying over a lot of that mess. I agree with this strat. I do the same thing. Raikou, it looks like, is going to play 7-7, which is the Muncher level. So again, you know, stars just run invincible along everything. This is like one of those early Mario Maker levels, except Nintendo made it. easy muncher level. Manages to not get the 3-star. We haven't seen anybody, I think, get 3 of a card yet to get the bonus 1-ups that waste a lot of time. The fireworks of Mario 3, as it were. Raikou, again, working this tail. The tail strats dictate you fly up the side of 7-9. Generally, of 7-9, 7 Fort 2, and 8 Fortress, you only play 2 of these levels, and you use your last cloud on the other one. 7-9, certainly the easiest of the bunch to clear. Flying up the side is very nice. So that's the pipe maze. Sky on the World 6 airship. Ben going into 6-8, going to try and jump the H. Lawso losing P-speed just in this room in the tower. It is possible to go through almost the entire tower with P-speed, you know, saving just little chunks of time because P-speed is fast. Ben taking some damage there. Not that it's going to matter because World 6, you're using a P-wing in 6-9. Raikou is going to play 7 Fort 2. I'm a little surprised. 7-2 is a very brutal level. It's kind of low. So playing this means he's probably going to use that cloud. 8 Fortress is the longest level. I wouldn't think it's the hardest level remaining. So we'll get to see a surprise. I guess we are confirming bits and subs are going to the charity, so feel free to sub to the channel. Feel free to throw some as we just keep going. So with 7 Fort 2 down, Raikou asking to remove it from the video game. Using the music box to get through that last piranha plant. That's why you want to keep one. So Raikou's going to the actual longest level in the game in 7 airship. Sky with last chance to really save some time. Gets 3rd try clip. I wasn't sure she had enough running distance there to jam Mario through the blocks. But there you go. Very nice. So see what Sky does in 7-2. And then she is going to P-wing this level to, again, not have to deal with that gap. Ben, I believe this is World 6 airship as well. Ben has been working hard to keep up with Sky here and is doing a really good job of it. And Lawso might kind of be... yeah, I feel like every time I look at Lawso, I'm jinxing him at this point. For the record, Lawso pressed jump. Lawso is doing a good job, though, of kind of making this comeback, putting together a really solid Mario 3. Showing off this P-speed strats. So Ben, we'll see if Ben gets another power-up. Raikou has been making his way through this really super long World 7 airship. It's not any slower than the other ones. It's just that it is that long that it actually takes more time to auto-scroll through this than the World 4 airship. And using that tail here to not mess with these bolt lifts at all. Ludwig, much like Roy in World 5, Ben is small coming out of World 6. We'll see what happens. Ludwig shakes the floor, so you don't stand around. Standing is a great way to take a death, because just the way the floor shakes a lot, 1 hit very quickly becomes 2 hits, becomes 3 hits, becomes the airship is flying somewhere else. It's the mechanic you hope you never see in a race. Lawso skipping, not the worst level in the game in 5-9. Lawso typing furiously in chat, it is the worst level in the game. So let's see what Ben opts to do here. He's going to use a P-wing and just go in the pipe and leave to kind of remove the P effect so he has the tail and can crash into the wall. And he gets to play cards. These appear every 80,000 points, and in a speedrun, you just never go into them. Although I think Randomizer might have pulled some shenanigans with it. But you can get reliably a mushroom or a flower there. I think if you hold down, you might be able to escape it, but that might be an NES thing. The bottom right 3 cards are always the same, though. It's always a star on the bottom right, always a flower next to it, and always a mushroom next to that. So, yeah, the problem is all of the 80,000 points have stacked up over time. So, because he can't escape this tile, he's going to catch all of them for every 80,000 points he had. Raikou, meanwhile, is going through the tank level. And Ben now, with the tail, going for the clips. Pretty good. I don't feel like that was getting to crazy length, and he will have that tail in 7-2 should he choose to just float over the pipe. Lawso done with World 5. Still fighting back. Go ahead.
Well, we've got Raikou working on this auto scroll. I think he's still on it. Yep. We just got 1,000 bits from Half Coordinated in chat. Thank you so much, Half. Really appreciate that. We've also got a couple more donations. We have one from Dr. Quuxum. I hope I'm saying that right. They did provide some pronunciation guide for $25, who says, shout out to Zandra Vandra and everyone on her Discord, especially my girl Relia X. I'm so proud of you. And we have $10 from Demarine. This is to keep sirens and hourglasses from our intrepid free enterprise heroes. D2 Chems knows what he did. Good luck on your run, less than 3. AKA heart.
I'm not sure if I should question you know what you did, followed by you know what you did, a heart. These donations, though, thank you so much.
Yes, appreciate the donations, everybody.
Raikou now without a tail. Missed what happened, but this is the Navy level. You can swim in, I don't know if it's like not lava, if it's just water, if it's chocolate, if it's the blood of Mario's enemies, whatever it is. It is possible to swim underneath it. It's kind of memey and fun to do it now and again, but it carries a high risk of death. And simply because you can't go on the pipe at the end the moment it comes on the screen, it is slower. So, not going to do that. Going here. Lawso, I'm assuming, got the star kill on Boom Boom because he is small and 6'4". So he is blazing a trail through World 6. Sky on the World 7 airship using a P-Wing. Using a P-Wing here. No real speed penalty, just needed to have the extra P-Wing in your inventory from someplace. Makes the Ludwig fight trivial because rather than risking getting stomped on the ground and being shook up, you just never touch the ground. Also gives you a chance for that screen wrap, so we'll see. Sky, no, it's Lawso, going for the despawn and gets it. Saw only one plant in that gap up there. So we have hands. We should have run the guessing game for hands, but I am watching the stream, so Raikou is going to have to deal with the first hand. And there's the first one. There is a power-up in this level. He's dodging these hammers. Very nice. He's going to just go and get out of there.
Did we check that Raikou isn't the one? Because he's dodging these hammers like Neo.
Oh my goodness. You nailed it.
Thank you. I'm here all night. And only one hand. It's
only
not bad.
One hand. That is better than average luck. Very nice for Raikou. Not so great for our competitors who were hoping that he would lose a little more time here. But he's going to P-Wing over this level. I know on the NES version, you know, speed strats, right? What are you thinking? When I get to the end of the level, I don't want to fall down so much, so I'm not going to mash A like crazy and go over the top of the screen. Shoutouts to BenSMW for that fresh 5-up in 7-7, finally getting the triple star. Somebody had to get it. But as I was saying with the P-Wing, you might be thinking, I don't want to fall so fast, so I'm not going to mash A like crazy. There's a weird screen wrap crush effect here. If you don't go to the very top of the screen, I'm assuming what's happening is you're at the same height above the screen as one of the little mini airships on the screen is, and it just pins you to the side of the screen, and you die, and you're sad because you have to cross the bridge again. So just if you ever use a P-wing there in the normal game, just mash A. Don't even risk it. That level scrolls twice as fast as any other auto scroller. It's a little harrowing, just dealing with that. So yeah, be careful with it. Raikou going to use all these P-wings he hasn't used yet. Start flying over 8-1. 8-1, kind of a mean level on the ground. It's got some duck jumps, got some weird physics of blocks and pipes, some weird piranha plant jumps. There's one of those bullets right now. Just wants to say hello. It's really trying, but now it's a coin. And that was 8-1. 8-2. We'll see if Raikou takes the sand or not. Sky's going through this tank level, making her way through it. Unfortunately, auto-scroller, there's not much you can do, and just the way things work, I'm putting money on Sky getting 3 hands. I don't want it to happen. I'm just assuming it's going to happen. Raikou, I think, just clipped into the top half of that pipe. Somebody clip that.
I think he already did.
Got it. Sky takes care of the lone boomerang bro at the end of the tank. As Raikou is, in fact, going to cloud that fortress and just move along to the super tank. Raikou doesn't have fire, so he cannot execute on the strat. But this level's kind of weird as far as auto-scrollers go. Usually you don't want to go as far to the right as you can. And on this one, you actually do. The right edge of the screen is generally the safest place to stand. The only time you don't want to stand there is with these I believe they're rocky wrenches is the name of the moles. Just make sure you stomp them, and otherwise, yeah, stay up as far ahead as you can. The bombs can sometimes be interesting if you don't deal with them properly, but it's not that hard to do. Yeah, I guess we do have 4 auto-scrollers going on at once here. Ben got shook up there, but he got through it once. Okay. It's over. Lots of ones, lots of boom booms. Raikou's on the final level, though. And yeah, last guessing game for the clips, although Sky's also going to get some hands here. So Raikou's going to use that hammer suit and use a star to run right through these lasers. Goal is to keep this hammer suit to Bowser, and I think on the SNES version, like, it might be 4 hammers to do it. We'll see. But first, you have to do the everyman clip. The people's clip. People's clip up there. As Lawso will say, the most electrifying clip in sports entertainment. That one's in the strategy guide as well from way back when. Anyone can do that clip. I'm sure a lot of people did before speedrunning was even a thing. It's just a nice little clip. Mac and cheese. I missed it. Lawso with the first try clip. Very nice. Bowser's shooting fireballs while he's dead. Haven't seen that one before. I know his hitbox can still hit you while he's upside down. I haven't seen it shoot fire. So Raikou's time PB on the leaderboard, by the way, is a 2:25. Is this timer accurate? It's like a 4-minute PB right there. Very nice. Sky's still not that far behind on the Air Force. Very well done by Raikou, just going through this video game. These video games. And Raikou needs to update his leaderboard time because his splits only say minus 141. That's still good. Anytime you get a minute PB in a marathon setting, it's great. Oh, you know, I bet it's waiting for someone to click approve on it. Shoutouts to our friendly mods who deserve lives on the leaderboards. That's a really good time, though. Sky also using the P-Wing here in World 8. Lawso running with his P-Wing through 7 Fort 1. Lawso's putting together a pretty nice Mario 3 run here. It does have a couple of mishaps in it. So at his skill, well, he should be close to PB range still. Just won't actually get it, but he's going to have a really good run. I'm talking about Mario 3 specifically there. He's still on pretty decent pace for All-Stars itself. Again, the quicksand here. If you go through 8-2 normally, there's a large chasm of note blocks that you have to bounce over. And an angry sun. It feels Mario Maker-y these days. It's not fun. So Sky, I think, is going to play 8 Fortress. Doesn't have any clouds left, so we have to go in here. So this is the first time we're going to get to see this level today. It doesn't use a star at first, which does make it a little easier to get past the atomic waffles. But this level quickly becomes kind of a maze where there's these two sort of connected rooms with a bunch of doors everywhere, and it's your job to kind of navigate the whole mess. And this is just the easiest way to do it. So Sky, with a tail here, is going to fall a little short on P-Speed. And that door is going to definitely disappear on her. I'm curious to see if she's going to get fire here, because I'm guessing she does have... I didn't see if she got the hammer suit. This poor Ben's getting 2 hands. Good fundies, use 2 hands. And that's a fire-killed Boom Boom. Alright, so Ben at least got through the 3rd hand without having to play that level. Sky is through and is moving on to the Super Tanks. With fire. Is she going to do it? Running immediately to the right edge of the screen, but not staying there. This is not quite the strat. She's going to try it now, maybe. I don't know. This is definitely not the strat. So with fire, when you're at the edge of the screen, you do get to take out the rocky wrenches. Makes it not that bad. Is Ben the first player we're seeing actually play the Air Force level? You do have to be a little careful with these jumps. You saw him get tagged by, like, the last wrench. I think he came in with a tail, so he's gotten hit twice. Does take care of business with Boom Boom. Lawso's on the World 7 airship. Still fighting back and making up time here, but... Sky is taking care of the last Boom Boom. Let's see. Does she have a hammer suit? I forget. Because if she has one, no, now's the time to use it. There's your hammer suit. Sky's PB is a 225.15. So it's just barely passed, but Sky's putting up a strong run for that time. just gonna work her way up the stairs here. Go with the people's clip. Also, as promised, long level here, still on that airship. So yeah, second hammer kill incoming. Ben, I think, went to go the normal way through 8-2. Looks like he took a hit and just didn't like his jump to the note blocks and tried to pull it back and just couldn't do it. Does have all those end spade panel items, though, as Sky, short work of Bowser. Hammer kills on Bowser are just really trivial because the lower half of Bowser, NES version and this version, just does not have a hitbox. So you can just kind of stand there and launch hammers from Bowser's stomach directly into his skull, and it's all over. So GG for Sky. 226.56, 4 video games. Very well done. So this brings us to Ben in 8 Fortress at 227. Ben has, making sure I have this right here, doing some math. Ben has 7 minutes to PB. I think he's gonna be able to pull this out. Lawso just making his way through this tank level. Ben is gonna make this one cycle. That's what Sky wanted to do. Raikou, I don't think he got it either, so that's our first kind of one P-switch, get all the way to that door. Don't have to worry about doing it again. So Ben is moving. I'm gonna kind of focus in on Ben because Lawso, let me tell you, Lawso's not gonna have trouble. I'm gonna jinx this as much as possible. No trouble with the tank or the Navy. He's just gonna clear it. Although he is gonna probably take out some bombs for lag reduction, but this is the SNES version, so it's not nearly as important to do that as it is on the NES. So Ben also not executing the strat here. It's just gonna kind of handle things as they come up. The more you let this level develop, the more just explosives end up on the screen, so it can be a little dangerous. Also working these bombs, just holding them, making them hug each other, and they don't like it when that happens. Alright, so Lawso is going to throw a couple of fireballs here at the Boomerang Brother. Unfortunately, it does get its boomerang off. The chest does not spawn until everything's off the screen, including that boomerang. So it is possible, if RNG cooperates, for that Boomerang Bro to get fire killed before that boomerang comes on. It saves a second or so. Maybe a little more than that, but still. Alright, does Ben have a hammer suit? I don't think he does. So let's see. Ben has to deal with the actual fire kill strats here. He's going to go for a clip, not quite get it. Has to respawn this platform. So fire killing Bowser. Bowser takes a number of fireballs. I want to say it's like 35 or something absurd. He goes all the way up the stairs without stopping before going up for the people's clips. So, fire killing Bowser, you generally can't do it before he makes a move. This is a little awkward for Ben, too. He's going to have to try and get up here. There is a lower path, but it's not as much fun because you have to deal with the swamp. And one more room of atomic waffles and potabos. Almost falls off the bottom of the screen. One slightly interesting fact here, besides that extra power-up that's floating in this lower path, when we get to Bowser, the room layout is going to be slightly higher off the ground. It's the same number of bricks that you have to break Bowser through, but just the room layout's slightly different. So again, Bowser's lower body has no hitbox. So all these fireballs have to bounce into the head, and Bowser does jump around quite a bit. There we go.
And we've got a raid of 38 people coming in from GlitchCat7. Thank you so much.
Shoutouts to GlitchCat7. Nice raiding party.
GlitchCat was with us earlier, commentating both Return to Subcon and Quickie World, and he will also be joining us later in the marathon for Cool Spot.
Yo, Cool Spot's a great game. Don't miss that one.
It really is good. It has no right to be as good as it is, being a 7-Up promo game.
It really doesn't. Poor Lawso getting all 3 hands. Ben, as I mentioned earlier, his PB was a 234.41. I guess it is a 231.28. Good job. Lawso with all 3 hands here, with about 232 in his game in All-Stars. Lawso working to beat a 247.44. So he's got 15 minutes to beat this game in PB. World 8 does not take 15 minutes to clear. So we should see a massive PB there if all goes well. This is the airship, as I was saying, scrolls twice as fast, and this is Lawso's game. He's easily the strongest of our 4 runners at Mario 3. So you're going to see these jumps just be, well-timed, well-placed, and taking out these moles with the fire. It is not as easy as it looks, because this level, it's going fast. You're worried about making these jumps in the first place, because it's very nice you didn't get hit by the moles, but if you fall in the pit, that's worse. So good work there. Lots of 2s in his score for the moment. That's kind of weird. So now we get to see the World 8 stages. Uh, 8-1, you do have to kind of work your way a little slowly through that first gauntlet of piranhas, but after that, you should take off. He got the wall jump. Not what he wanted. Did happen. Does have a little help from the bullet. That's a little unfortunate, because you should be able to just, take that P-speed the whole way. So Ben's trying to execute this wrong warp here. Now the top left while Lawso's wrapping up. Lawso is going to just go through 8-2, I'm sure, the normal way. There we go. So again, note blocks P-speed jumps to note blocks that are half off the screen, and then making this jump. Can we get a mushroom train? Come on, Lawso. You don't want to PB by too much. So Lawso, still with fire, is going to start going quickly here through the World 8 Fortress. First half of the stage, when you saw Ben do it, it was kind of like this as well. Really not what you can do jumping from conveyor belt to conveyor belt to keep up with P-speed or move much faster than just running, jumping. It's the second half here where you want to get to the end, make that one cycle, especially because this conveyor belt does not move while a P-switch is active. So well done there. Lawso, as mentioned before, working on beating a 247 PB. Still has more than 10 minutes to do it. And Lawso, I'm fairly certain, is... Oh, come on! He's not going to execute the strat. He is going to execute the strat. Okay. He thought about not doing it to spite us, but there he goes. Well, he's still not doing it. Okay, I can't say it now. He didn't execute the strat. If you want to execute on the world famous, patented, day one affiliate, Auglib Super Tank Strat TM with a Vengeance, you need to ride the front edge of the screen and just mash the B button with fire. It will knock out the rocky wrenches here. When the bombs spawn out of the cannons, specifically mashing B will make Mario catch them and kick them, which is further than just stomping them, and that despawns them. That's the other sort of really subtle part of this. Yeah. That's the strat. And you can do it for the entire level. Just go to the front of the screen, mash B with fire, and if it looks like you have to jump, jump. That's it. Easy stage. So Lawso has over 10 minutes to beat the video game in PB. I anxiously await what's going to happen. Lawso is the bosso. He's going to go and nails the clip, saves a couple of seconds. Come on. Come on. Fourth try clip, the most electrifying clip in sports entertainment. Another clip. This one, I'm not sure if this one even saves time. It might not.
Who cares?
I think it
It's
loses
swag.
time. This is the swag clip. You never want a PB by too much. You just don't want to do it. So going for the fire kill. Doesn't want to lose it. Takes the safe route. Needs to not get hit by fire here, though, either. Either. Needs to get these fireballs off. Oh my goodness, Lawso, why?
No.
Yeah, no. just why? And
So
because
now,
you never want a PB by too much.
Now we get to see the Bowser Has No Legs fight.
Bowser Has No Legs, the fight, the movie, the game, based on the original graphic novel, based on the screenplay, based on the musical, based on the novel by Miyamoto. Hey, Lawso. Lawso's in chat now to say hello while he deals with Bowser's head. So as you can see, fire killing Bowser is a little faster here. Admittedly, there were a couple of cycles of not breaking bricks at the beginning of the fight while the fire kill was still in play. But I don't know, about a minute there, I guess. You never want a PB by too much. But Lawso leaping up the leaderboards here, skipping the entire bottom half of the 40-minute range, bopping Author Blues. I said it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. I can't see his in-game time for Mario 3. I can only assume he just got to 57. Although I thought maybe he was going to go in at 2:38:57 on the timer. Maybe he did. Casual 57 is perhaps the best Mario 3 meme. And well, that was Mario All-Stars, all 4 Warpless. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
That was such an awesome race.
Thanks so much to the runners for putting on quite the show here. 3 PBs, and Sky is still very close to her PB. Thanks so much everybody who was donating and helping us crack that $4,000 mark during this run, or whenever it was. It might have been before the run. My memory's getting fuzzy. That was 2 hours and 38 minutes ago.
It's been an exciting 2 hours and 38 minutes.
No, thanks everybody for having me here too. I'm just a guy who talks about video games. I don't do anything.
No, thank you so much for commentating for us, Mr. Cad. That was really good. Really good commentary.
No, thanks, Sarah, for keeping me in line and running the show here, and everybody behind the scenes on tech. I'm sure. Thanks to all of them too, especially with the trouble we had getting the race set up. But also, I'm gonna let him have the last word there. Those were some really runs of some really video games. Good night, everybody.